Hello there, welcome back everyone to another talk session with AI. Cecil Maya, my next topic is how to practice self-compassion and forgive yourself.
Hi, what's going on?
Either Maya, our next topic is how to practice self-compassion and forgive yourself.
Nice.
My question is, what is self-compassion in simple words?
In simple terms, it's treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you offer a good friend. You know, when a friend messes up, you don't beat them up over it. You get it. Self compassion is giving yourself that same grace when you stumble instead of getting all harsh and critical.
Why is self-compassion important for mental well-being?
Because we tend to be way harder on ourselves than we ever would be on anyone else. That constant self-criticism, it wears you down. Self-compassion acts like a buffer against that negative spiral. Research shows it's linked to lower anxiety, depression, and more resilience to stressful events. Basically, being kind to yourself builds mental strength, not weakness. What resonates most with you about that?
My next question is, how is self-compassion different from self-pity?
This is a good one. They feel similar, but are actually pretty distinct. Self pity wallows in your suffering. Poor me. This is terrible. I'm hopeless. Is focused on how awful things are. Self compassion, though, it acknowledges the pain is there, but it's not getting lost in it. It's more like saying, this sucks, and it's okay to feel bad about it, but with a sense of understanding and acceptance instead of helpless misery.
How does self-judgment affect our emotions?
Oof, big time. Self judgment activates the same brain pathways as physical pain. Literally. When you're beating yourself up, your amygdala, the fear center, lights up like crazy. That floods you with stress hormones, makes you feel anxious, depressed, even physically sick. It can also block empathy and connection because you're so focused inward on self criticism. Why do you think we're so quick to judge ourselves harshly anyway?
Why do people find it hard to forgive themselves?
Honestly, because humans are masters of holding grudges, especially against ourselves. A lot of it stems from shame and fear of being judged. We think if we forgive ourselves, we're somehow letting ourselves off the hook for doing something bad, or we're worried others will see it as excusing bad behavior. Then there's the whole perfectionism thing, thinking that if we made a mistake, we should never have made that mistake in the first place, which doesn't leave much room for grace. Does any of that track with your experience?
What? How can self-awareness help in self-forgiveness?
Good question. Self awareness uh, creates some distance, right? When you can actually understand why you did what you did, the context, your motivations, your triggers, it makes it less personal. It shifts the perspective from I'm a bad person to I made a mistake because X and Y happened. That clarity lets you process emotions instead of just being paralyzed by them. Plus, self awareness helps you see that everyone makes mistakes. Good. So, what's clicking with you right now?
Okay, my next question is,
I hear you. You're getting the picture?
my next question is,
Go for it.
what are common signs of being too hard on yourself?
Ooh, lots of signs. Constantly replaying mistakes in your head is a big one. Feeling like you never do enough, no matter what you accomplish. Setting impossibly high standards for yourself that no one could realistically meet. Fear of failure is huge, like freezing up instead of just trying. And then there's just a constant internal negative commentary running in the background. That little voice that's always picking things apart. Any of those feel familiar to you?
My next question is what small habits support
Thanks. Support. I didn't
self
quite catch that.
forgiveness?
Oh, self forgiveness. Right. Small habits? Start with acknowledging your humanity, like actually writing down that everyone makes mistakes just to remind yourself. Journaling can help process those tough moments. Practice self compassion breaks. Just take 30 seconds to put your hand over your heart and say kind things to yourself. And small self care rituals, even like taking a 5-minute walk or making your favorite drink, just to signal you deserve care. How do those sound as starting points?
How does
It does
self compassion improve emotional balance?
it does two main things. First, it grounds you when things go wrong. When you mess up or face rejection, instead of spiraling into shame or self-hatred, self-compassion helps you remember that it's normal to be human. That creates stability during tough moments. Second, it builds emotional regulation skills. It teaches you to write out difficult feelings instead of suppressing them or reacting impulsively. Basically gives you more headspace to make calmer, smarter decisions.
How does accepting mistakes help personal growth?
Because mistakes are the whole point of growth, honestly. And we learn way more from what goes wrong than what goes right. Mistakes show you where you need to adjust, what you need to learn, what limiting beliefs you might need to challenge. If you're paralyzed by perfectionism or self judgment, you miss all that feedback. You stay stuck in your comfort zone instead of expanding. Accepting mistakes means welcoming learning as part. Yeah, go on.
How does self talk influence self forgiveness?
Massively, okay? Your self-talk either fuels or sabotages your forgiveness journey. If you're constantly berating yourself and replaying the mistake from a critical, condemning place, no chance you'll find any self-compassion. But when you start talking to yourself like a friend, recognizing the pain, acknowledging your imperfection, but offering kindness, that opens the door just to self-forgiveness. So the language you use with yourself matters immensely.
Okay. My next question is how can self talk improve? How can self talk improve self forgiveness?
First, become aware of that inner critic voice.
How does
Notice when
self talk influence self forgiveness?
massively your self-talk either fuels or sabotages your forgiveness journey. If you're constantly berating yourself and replaying the mistake from a critical, condemning place, no chance you'll find any self-compassion. But when you start talking to yourself like a friend, recognizing the pain, acknowledging your imperfection, but offering kindness, that opens the door to self forgiveness. So the language you use with yourself matters immensely
Why is patience important in self healing?
because genuine healing doesn't happen overnight. You're undoing patterns you might have carried since childhood. That takes time, not just wanting it instantly. Self healing involves emotional processing, boundary setting, habit changes. All of that requires consistent effort over days, weeks, months, even years. Rushing it just leads to frustration. And if you're impatient with yourself, you add another layer of self criticism on top of everything else. What are your thoughts?
How can people move forward without forgetting lessons learned?
Smart question. The trick is integrating the lesson, not dwelling on the mistake. You process the situation, understand what happened, what you do differently next time, then you kind of file it away. Like, got it, learn that lesson instead of being haunted by it. Self-compassion helps with that too, letting yourself forgive the past without erasing it. How do you think that feels different from just bearing a mistake and hoping it goes away?
Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next session.